Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records. We're down to the end of the year and we're talking my favorite concerts of 2023. It was a pretty good concert year. There was lots of legendary bands, some first bands that I had never seen before, some bands that I just took a chance on. And I'm going to do my top 20 concerts, shows of 2023, starting with number 20. King Buffalo at Off-Broadway in St. Louis on January 15th. They're a psych rock power trio, pretty heavy. Sean McVay is the singer and guitar player. Highly recommend their most recent record. I can't think of the name of it right now, but King Buffalo. Check them out. You can still see them in a club. Coming in at 19, Pantera on November 3rd at the Dome in St. Louis. They opened up for Metallica, and we have Phil Anselmo, Rex Brown, alongside Charlie Bianchi from Anthrax, and Zakk Wylde on guitar. You know, legendarily, the band broke up. Unfortunately, Daryl Dimebag was assassinated or murdered on stage, and his brother then died several years ago. There's been talk about the band kind of getting back together, doing a tribute, and to seeing those guys and realize that they're on the big stage again, playing stadiums, to see them have success. With Charlie and Zakk Wylde in tow, they were fantastic. The energy was crazy, and they sounded great, and they looked good doing it, and it just felt good. Like, man, these guys have been playing bars for the last 20 years, and now they're playing the big stadiums. Corey Wong featuring Victor Wooten on February 16th at the Pageant in St. Louis. Just a great night of awesome playing. Corey Wong's a guitar player. Victor Wooten is in Bella Fleck and the Flecktones. He's a virtuoso bass player. Lots of dance elements to this show. It was kind of outside of what I normally go, but I knew I needed to see Corey Wong and Victor Wooten together, and it did not disappoint. 17, Marcus King Band at the Crossroads Guitar Festival in Los Angeles at the Staples Center, which is now called the something.com, crypto.com. Amazing. Marcus King, if you don't know who he is, he's from South Carolina. He's one of the best young kind of blues, yet soul, R&B guitar players on the scene. Sheryl Crow came out and played with him. Audrey Freed from her band came out and jammed with them. Marcus King was incredible. Coming in at 16, the Allman Betts Band featuring Tal Wickenfeld, Jackie Green, Luther Dickinson, Jimmy Hall, and others. Of course, they're doing the Allman family benefit family reunion shows that they do every year. You know, seeing Tal play with these guys, Tal on Whipping Post in their intro, and how tight she is. Dwayne Betts, Devin Allman. It was a great night of music. Just all the greatest hits and done perfectly. Haken comes in at 15. Haken is a band from Europe, progressive rock band. They get into some progressive metal. Arch Echo opened up. They played in Lawrence, Kansas at an awesome theater. I had never seen them before, and they did not disappoint. I don't think they'd ever been played in Kansas before, so you know they're making up some tour dates from COVID years. And Haken, checked out their album Fauna and check out my top 25 albums of the year, which I just posted. Again, subscribe to my channel if you like this content. Robert Glasper was last night at the City Winery in St. Louis. Justin Tyson on drums, Honey Sundance on vocals and programming, and then Burniss Travis on bass. It was a great show, an R&B show, kind of a funky show, definitely elements of jazz and hip hop. Robert Glasper is a virtuoso composer, score filmmaker, and jazz pianist who inserts elements of pop into his jazz. Dead & Company in St. Louis on June 7th. I saw Dead and Company in Chicago as well, but the St. Louis show was better set lists. Jay Lane has now taken over for Billy on drums. Of course, we had Mickey Hart, Bob Weir, John Mayer, O'Teal, and Jeff Chimenti. It was a great show, and maybe their last show ever in St. Louis. Number 12, we had Joe Bonamassa at the Crypto Arena in LA on September 23rd, but had special guest John McLaughlin. And they did "Cause We Ended by Levers" as a tribute to Jeff Beck. It was incredible. Maybe Joe played too much and outshined his hero. But it was awesome. They also did "Breaking Up Someone's Home" with Eric Gales. So Bonamassa, Eric Gales, and McLaughlin. It was great. Coming in at 11, Blues Traveler and Big Head Todd at Chesterfield Amphitheater on August 18th. I love Blues Traveler. I've seen him 15 times over the years. I've seen Big Head Todd a lot too. Only thing that would have been better is that they played deeper cuts. They're there to satisfy kind of the yuppie nation that's taken on Blues Traveler as their jam band. But John Popper, anytime you get to see him sing and play harmonica, it's special. Coming in at 10, also at the Crossroads Guitar Festival, Del McCoury Band, featuring Sarah Hull on guitars and mandolin, Bradley Walker on vocals, Eric Douglas on dobro, and Eric Clapton on guitar. So I'd never seen Del McCoury. I like bluegrass, but I don't see enough of it or know enough about it. But seeing Eric meld into that bluegrass world and see a different side of Eric was so cool. Number 9, Wilco. Buddy of mine, Jeremy, went to the Stiefel Theater in St. Louis on October 16th and just saw Wilco. You know, it's kind of a hometown show since Jeff's from across the river in Collinsville. So when they come to St. Louis, it's always special. And this was no exception. Dave Weckl, St. Louis Groove Contingent, another St. Louisan, famous drummer, famous for being in Chick Corea's Electric Band, amongst other things. Dave Weckl's Groove Contingent on January 25th at the Sky Music Lounge, where my band plays. They were just great, doing kind of that, I don't want to call it yacht rock, but the uptown 70s LA rock scene stuff like Rosanna and different songs like that with a famous drummer. It was great. Coming in at 7, Eric Clapton's band at the Crossroads Guitar Festival also, but featuring Stephen Stills and featuring Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder came out for Crossroads. Stephen Stills came out for Love the One You With. Clapton's band was amazing otherwise, including acoustic versions of Layla and Tears in Heaven. It was just a special night with my father-in-law and my brother-in-law. Buddy Guy at the Factory in Chesterfield, number 6, March 13th. We took my son, and it was great. I think Ali Venable opened up, Ali Venable. Buddy was great. He's like almost 90 years old. He was still crushing it on guitar. My 10-year-old son got a chance to see a legend, and it was great to see Buddy. I've seen Buddy so many times it's not even funny, but he was still up there with the best I've ever seen him. The Psychedelic Furs at number 5 blew me away. Didn't know any of their music. Had a buddy that wanted to go see the Squeeze. The Squeeze were great too, but Psychedelic Furs opened up and really just kind of blew me away how good they still sounded. You know, famous for songs like Pretty in Pink. They were so good. John Anderson's Band of Geeks comes in at 4. May 9th at the Family Arena in St. Charles, Missouri. Just a fantastic night of music. The Band of Geeks can play Yes, just like Yes. And I'm blanking on the guitar player from Blue Oyster Cult. That's the guitar player in this band. Man, I'm mad at myself. Anyway, the newer, younger guy that's in Blue Oyster Cult, he kind of spearheads this band. These guys have been playing together since they were high school. They know these songs inside and out. And then insert the lead singer of Yes to have a Yes experience. Almost better than the real thing, in my opinion. Band of Geeks with John Anderson, just incredible. The Cure at Cuyahoga Falls Amphitheater outside of Cleveland. One of the coolest amphitheaters I've ever been to. It rained so hard during the show that it was like jumping in a swimming pool. But it was the middle of the summer on June 11th. Other than the torrential downpour, it was the perfect night for The Cure. They sounded incredible. Robert Smith sounds exactly the same, if not better than he ever has. The song selection was incredible. It was a long show. The amphitheater itself is one of the prettiest. It's in a state park, or excuse me, a national forest. It's one of the prettiest places I've been to. Coming in at 2, Metallica. Wolfgang Van Halen opened up, and Pantera opened up. Metallica, I hadn't seen them since the Black Album, since 1992. I wasn't sure what to expect. They were unbelievable. Great set list, lots of deep tracks. It was just fine form. I mean, the guitar solos were spot on. Kurt Hammett was playing his greeny guitar that Peter Green and Gary Moore had a lot of the night. The vocals were great. The production was great. They did a great job. And my number 1 concert of the year was Santana. Again, at the Crossroads Guitar Festival, but featuring John McLaughlin. John McLaughlin came out for Love Supreme and Vital Transformation from the first Mahavishnu Orchestra album. Eric Clapton came out. Anytime you get to see Santana with Cindy Blackman, his wife, on drums, it's a special occasion. Those are my favorite concerts that I saw in 2023. Check out my channel. I'll put a link to the Santana John McLaughlin show, some video from YouTube in the description. Check out my channel. Peace out. We'll see you. Bye-bye.